I never thought a single word could change everything. 52 years of marriage, countless shared memories, and yet one word, I'm sorry, almost seemed impossible to say. There I was, sitting across from Eleanor in our quiet kitchen, the sunlight streaming through the curtains, and thinking about all the moments we had lost to stubbornness, silence, and pride. I remember the tension in the air that day, the familiar hum of the refrigerator, the ticking of the clock, and the weight of unspoken words between us. It was as if decades of small resentments had built an invisible wall. And yet, I also felt the undeniable pull of love, the kind that never truly fades, even when the heart grows weary. I had to choose, say the words, or risk losing the woman who had been my world for more than half a century. My name is Walter James, and Eleanor Collins is my wife. She's 86 now, though her laughter still has a youthful lilt, and her eyes carry the warmth of someone who has loved me through every fault and flaw. We've been married for 52 years, a lifetime really, in the span of ordinary days and extraordinary moments. Our home is a reflection of our life together, cozy, worn, full of the smells of Eleanor's cooking, the soft creak of our favourite chairs, and the scattered photographs of our children, grandchildren, and all the moments in between. Over the decades we've shared everything, the first small apartment we could afford, the joy of raising children, the challenges of aging, and the quiet comfort of a routine that, at times, felt almost suffocating. Yet in every shared glance, every unspoken understanding, there was love, steady, enduring, and patient. Silence is dangerous in a marriage. It doesn't hit you all at once. It creeps in, subtle, almost unnoticed, like dust collecting in the corners. Over the years, Eleanor and I had grown, accustomed to our routines, our little disagreements and our moments of stubbornness. I would retreat behind pride, she behind patience, and slowly the spaces between us widened. I recall a winter afternoon when she suggested taking a short drive, just the two of us, nothing fancy. I refused, citing reasons that now seem trivial: errands to run, chores to finish, excuses to hide behind. She didn't argue, she didn't complain. She just nodded, a small smile hiding the disappointment I had caused. And in that silence I felt a pang, a warning that if I didn't act, those quiet gaps would become permanent. There are countless moments I wish I could undo, arguments over trivial matters, words spoken too harshly, opportunities to show affection that I let pass. I remember one evening our grandchildren visiting, Eleanor trying to get me to join a simple game of cards. I grumbled, distracted, insisting I had better things to do. Later, as I watched her quietly clearing the table, realized how often I had let pride take precedence over love. I think about the missed conversations, the hugs held back, the apologies I never offered. Each one seemed small at the time, but stacked together, they created walls. I felt guilt, a heavy, unrelenting weight, but also hope. Hope that it wasn't too late. Hope that love could still be restored, if only I had the courage to humble myself. It took courage I didn't know I had. One quiet evening, Eleanor was sitting by the window, knitting the same scarf she had started last week. I took a deep breath, feeling the weight of decades pressing on my chest. I knelt beside her chair and looked into her eyes, the same eyes that had held me through every storm, every joy, and every regret. "I'm sorry," I said. Just 2 words, but spoken with every ounce of sincerity I had. Her hand found mine immediately, gentle and unjudging. "I've been waiting for that," she said, whispered. And in that moment, I realized the transformative power of humility. Pride had held me captive for decades, but those 2 words, spoken honestly, broke the chains. Our hearts, which had been quietly separated by years of silence, reconnected in a single instant. After that night, everything changed. Not instantly, not magically, but gradually, beautifully. We began noticing the small gestures again. A cup of tea made just the way the other liked it, an unexpected note left on the counter, laughter shared over old memories and new stories alike. I learned that love isn't measured only in grand acts, but in consistent, mindful attention. We rebuilt intimacy not through fireworks, but through patient acts of thoughtfulness and shared moments. Conversations that had once been rushed became unhurried. Silences were no longer walls, but comfortable pauses. The apology was not the end. It was the beginning of a renewed partnership, one that required effort, empathy, and the willingness to remain vulnerable even after decades together. Now at 93, I look back on our 52 years and see that marriage is fragile, not because love fades, but because pride and stubbornness can cloud it. A single act of courage, humility, vulnerability, and an honest apology can restore what seemed lost. Eleanor taught me that forgiveness is not weakness, it is strength. That love, when nurtured and chosen every day, can withstand time, mistakes, and the quiet moments of doubt. I carry these lessons in every memory, every glance, and every heartbeat. Pride could have cost me the love of my life, but courage, just 2 simple words, saved us. And now, decades later, I am grateful beyond words for that lesson. I wonder, if I had waited any longer, would it have been too late? Would the silence have grown too deep to bridge? Perhaps the real lesson is this: never underestimate the power of an apology, and never wait to choose love over pride. Sometimes the smallest act carries the weight of a lifetime.